Hey y'all, Curtis here. So I'm on day 4 after my TLIF surgery. I had a fusion of L5 and S1, and yeah, things are starting to calm down a little. I'm supposed to go home tomorrow. Originally, it was scheduled for a go home the day after the surgery. I don't know how that would be possible, honestly. But maybe my case is a little strange. I don't know. Definitely wanted to make this video for people that are going to go through this in the future. I was kind of terrified of it, and some of the things were definitely pretty rough. So just a little background on my experience. I've been experiencing pain in my lower half, different areas, perineum area or crotch, glutes, thighs a little bit, sometimes all the way down the legs. I'd get a burning sensation, especially when sitting down. It just started a little over a year ago and progressively kind of got worse. I had a lot of therapy, probably 60 sessions of therapy. Had 3 steroid injections, and ultimately ended up here at surgery. I went to at least 3 doctors, and one of those was a surgeon before this surgery, and ended up with a different surgeon. And when I took him, my MRI and X-ray, CT scan, I think I had. Anyways, he's the only one that looked at it from the side view and noticed that I had a spondylolisthesis where one of the vertebrae is moving and sliding around and hitting a lot of nerves, and it was really bad. The other doctors all said, well, the report says mild spondylolisthesis, so injections and therapy ought to fix it. And he said when he got in there, it was so bad that therapy and injections would have never fixed it. And that's what he suspected after looking at the X-ray from the side view, which the other 3 doctors apparently didn't take the time to do or didn't know what they were looking at. And so I was just going to continue with the treatments with them, I suppose. So I'm so thankful I found this surgeon, and he knew what he was looking at. So just to kind of recap the experience, so I went in and had surgery at 5 in the morning. It was a 4-hour surgery. I had the cage put in with the bone graft, and I think it went pretty standard. It's just there's a lot of imaging that happens during the surgery, so it takes a long time. I went in at 5 a.m. I think it started about 7 a.m. I don't remember much, to be honest. I remember prepping for the surgery. I don't even remember wheeling in and out. I just woke up and I was in my hospital room here, and had a lot of pain, which I guess is probably pretty normal. My main pain was the incision sites became very inflamed, and it was so bad. It was like I could feel a shoe, like if you lay down on a shoe on a bed and you try to roll in the bed and there's that shoe there. That's how bad the scar tissue was on the incisions. It's just huge inflammation and very painful. And what you have to know, I guess, is that you're going to be laying on your wound when you get out of surgery, and it is not pleasant at all. And it causes a lot of bleeding, and it's very messy, very itchy. And mine was pretty bad. I had really bad pain. My muscles were really stiff. I couldn't do a lot of exercise before the surgery. I know a lot of guys talk about on YouTube, go in shape and be in good shape. And I did a lot of walking. I couldn't do weightlifting. That's kind of what I think maybe caused some of it. I had been lifting weights and sitting long periods of time during the day for my job. And I'm not sure what happened, but the pars bones were broken off on my vertebrae as well. And so that's what allowed the one vertebrae to slide around, or the spondylolisthesis. So anyways, doing a lot of exercise may have contributed to my case. And I haven't been able to sit for more than like 5-10 minutes without pain for over a year now. And right now I'm symptom free when I do sit. It's just getting through the incision on discomfort right now. So I think my surgery is very successful. I guess we'll see over time. My surgeon is, I think he's kind of excited about the prospects of what we accomplished, and but he's not sure yet that we got it just right. But I think he's just being humble. But he says, yeah, we'll see over time, but he's hoping we got the right spot and everything. So those nerves are freed up and everything's working normally now. But the incision sites and the discomfort and pain from those is not anything fun, that's for sure. So you're basically laying on your wound the whole time because you have to lay on your back. I've laid on my side a lot, and that's helped. But I had one muscle on my right glute, my right buttock, where they must have really cut into it. It was terrible pain. Every time I tried to get up and walk, it was just screaming with sharp pain. And I think that's why I'm on day 4 in the hospital instead of going home day 1. I'm not sure on that, but it was awful. It locked up a couple times, like the muscle actually seized when I was trying to walk. I almost collapsed. And yeah, it really slowed my progress of being able to move much without a ton of pain. Got some pretty heavy drugs for the first couple of days. The first couple of days, I'm not going to lie, you guys, it was awful. It was pure hell. And there were tears shed. There was blood shed. I wouldn't want to watch anybody have to go through that. It was awful. And I kind of knew it was going to be that way. And I was not looking forward to this experience, but I think I'm starting to turn the corner now. But yeah, I've been on Dilaudid and morphine and hydrocodone and some other various drugs, muscle relaxers and things. But that's the main painkillers. And honestly, they didn't do much the first couple days. It was really painful. Everything was really hurting. All the muscles were really tight. You're laying on your wound a lot of the time. And it's just really hard to get everything healed up and stretching and moving. I tried to get up the second and third day a ton to try to move around and loosen those muscles up. And actually, the second day they sent me for a CT scan, and the nurses basically made me get in the chair, and it was excruciating. I was screaming bloody murder. It hurt so bad. And I had to sit in there for probably like 15 minutes, ride to the other side of the hospital to the diagnostics, to the imaging, and then move to their platform and then move back. It was some of the most painful memories I have in my whole life, guys, for physical pain. It was awful. And yeah, so that was pretty rough. But what that did was it actually loosened up the muscles a little more, because that's the longest I had sat. So that was kind of encouraging, even though it hurt like hell. So I tried to sit in the chair more, try to get up and walk more every chance I got. seemed like it was working. And then that night, the second night, late at night, I think it was maybe midnight, 2 a.m., I was going for a little walk, and everything kind of tightened up again and started hurting. So in my experience, you cannot let those painkillers lax. Like, you have to keep them right on time. I know everybody doesn't want to be using painkillers, but from my experience anyways, I had to. And the couple times that they ran out, it was excruciating, and it'll actually set you back. So I would keep those going. For me, the hydrocodone was the key. When that ran out, I could tell, and it lasts a long time. So that was great. Did have an issue with my blood pressure getting too low on the painkillers, and a couple times they were kind of didn't want to give me any more. But luckily, my nurse used my MAP score to show that my blood pressure was actually okay, and continued to give those. And thank God, because I was in such pain. But yeah, the forced sitting, it was a great torture, and it also helped me stretch those muscles out a little, although that hurt really bad. I don't think that's the way to do that. But yeah, sitting and moving and standing up and just repositioning your body so that those muscles can stretch and move is key. But it doesn't happen nearly fast enough, or at least in my case, it did not. The other thing was, there was one really good CNA at this hospital. His name was Daniel. And the nights he worked, which was the first 2 nights, I would signal down and say, hey, I need to be repositioned. And he would come in and he'd slide me around on the sheets and get me positioned just right where I wasn't in pain, or at least for a while I wasn't in pain. And man, that really made a difference too. It allowed me to get some rest. I think those first 2 nights I probably slept for maybe 6 hours total, just because you can't get comfortable and it's so much pain. I was actually doubting my decision to do this surgery. I was like, man, if it's going to be like this, I don't know if I'd ever do this again. And another key thing that kind of came out of this was my surgeon said, since I was having such puffiness and swelling around my incision sites, let's try some ibuprofen. And he said normally he wouldn't do that because ibuprofen over the long term will mess up the bone graft. It won't let it attach and heal properly. But he said for a couple days it's fine. And yesterday was the first day I got ibuprofen. Or no, it was today actually. And that made that excruciating pain in that one muscle down my buttock, it made it kind of relax, and it felt healed. And I could almost walk normal finally. And so that was huge. That was a noticeable difference just with the use of some ibuprofen. So that was pretty awesome. That was a huge development. And then figuring out how to use the pain meds. So yeah, I'm going home tomorrow. I can't do this again ever. I told my wife I'm not lifting heavy things. I'm not helping people lift heavy things. I've got to protect myself because this experience is it's hard. It's hard, guys. And if you're older than me, I assume it's going to be even harder. So you got to take care of your body. So anyways, that's a little bit of what's been going on. I play in a rock band called KillDevil Theory, and we actually had tour dates scheduled for right now, and we had to cancel those. And this kind of got scheduled all of a sudden because I found this new surgeon. I haven't even explained what happened, so I'll try to do a video about that. But yeah, right now I would say I would recommend this surgery, but it's gonna come. You're gonna have to put in time and pain to get through it. it's going to be bad. So avoid it if you can, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. I mean, I couldn't even sit down for the past year. So yeah. But I'll think about this more, and as I get home, I'll update you guys. For any of those of you that already know me, thanks for your thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it, and take care.